I'm John Henderson with HH Law. Today we are talking about how to talk to law enforcement. I'm going to give you 4 tips to talking to law enforcement officers to make sure that you are respecting your rights and being respectful to them. Tip number 1 is just be super nice and respectful. You can be nice and respectful even as you tell them, no, I don't consent to things. One of the biggest tricks out there that law enforcement utilizes is that they are collecting information anytime they stop you in your car or even at your home. They are collecting information, and they are doing that even before their blue lights turn on. And so from that initial interaction, as you're speaking with them, they are collecting information. So tip number 1 is just be respectful. Answer the easy questions. Be nice. Hands on the wheel. Make sure they can see your hands. No fast, jerky movements. You don't want them to feel threatened at all. You don't want to be disrespectful to them. I can't tell you how many videos I've watched where otherwise very nice people are very abrasive to law enforcement. I get it. I've been pulled over myself. It's scary. You see the blue lights. A second car pulls up. You got somebody standing there asking you questions. You're wondering what exactly you did wrong. You are in a naturally defensive posture, and they are in what seems to be an offensive posture. I totally understand that, but still, mind your P's and Q's. As long as you're respectful to law enforcement, they're going to be respectful back. In fact, in my experience, they're mostly respectful until you sort of turn on them. So even in these videos that we watch, we've got our clients being super disrespectful back to law enforcement, and they're trying to maintain some level of professional behavior throughout all of those interactions. Well, they've been trained in this, trying to stay calm in all sorts of different scenarios. You just need to remember you stay calm and be as respectful as possible. And number 2, the second thing to remember is that you do not have to let them search your person or your vehicle. Sometimes law enforcement is going to get you to come out of the vehicle just because they want to make sure that you are not armed and dangerous, or to ask you questions for a variety of reasons. Go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. They're entitled to do that in most states. And so you get out of the car, but you do not have to consent to them searching you. You can say, I don't feel comfortable with you searching me. My lawyer, I think, would advise against that. I understand that I don't have to do it. And that's a 4th Amendment search and seizure issue. The same thing with your vehicle. They cannot go inside your vehicle unless they have probable cause, or search your person unless they have probable cause that a crime is being committed. And so if they don't have that probable cause, then they're not going to be able to search inside your vehicle or inside your pockets or anything like that. They may be able to pat you down if they feel like there's some potential threat or danger. And that's a little bit of a different issue. But generally speaking, you do not have to consent to them searching. They either need a warrant or some sort of, probable cause to be able to get in there. A lot of times they will say something like, oh, well, I'll just hold you here until we go get a warrant. But don't be intimidated by this kind of banter. They're not necessarily going to do that. Or even if they are, make them go, as they say in golf, like make that 2-foot putt. Make them putt if they are there. Don't give them a gimme. And then the third thing to remember is that you have a right to remain silent. As I've said in lots of these videos, that you do not have to give them evidence. All the interaction that you have with law enforcement is, in fact, them gathering evidence against you, or just trying to determine whether or not you're committing a crime in the first place. But if they've already have it in their mind that some sort of crime has been committed, they are just trying to gather evidence. Don't give them evidence that you don't have to. And so there you can invoke your right. You can say, I have a constitutional right to remain silent. I respect what you're trying to do. I respect that you're just doing your job, but I don't want to make any other statements without my lawyer. And that leads us to the next tip, which is understand that you have a right to a lawyer. You always have a right to a lawyer under the United States Constitution. So remember that. And so these are the big 4 tips that I have for you. Be respectful. Remember that they don't necessarily have a right to search your property. Remember that you have a right to remain silent. And remember that you can always use a lawyer. Now, many of these things are told to you when they read your Miranda rights. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, we will get you a government-appointed lawyer. These things are going to be told to you, your Miranda rights, but it's not like they come up to your car and they read you your Miranda rights right then. They're only doing that if they decide to arrest you. And so it could be that there's like a 30-minute interaction with law enforcement before they make that decision and actually read you your Miranda rights. In other circumstances, it may even be longer than that before they read you your Miranda rights. But the big thing is that you need to understand that you have certain constitutional rights that protect you in every interaction. Again, this is a South Carolina specific advice that we give to people who are clients in the state of South Carolina. Our offices are in the state of South Carolina. We're not licensed to practice in any other states, but these same things are true in many other states. But I do encourage you, if you're not in the state of South Carolina, be sure to consult local attorney about your particular facts and circumstances. And if you are in the state of South Carolina, we're happy to talk to you about your circumstance and figure out if we can help. I'm John Henderson, and this is HH Law.